Welcome viewers, this is Winch here. Finally, I'm able to bring you recorded PlayStation 4 gameplay after I purchased an HDMI to DVI cable for $40, Elgato Capture HDMI device $170, and a monoprice HDMI to DVR converter for $40. So thank you, Sony. Let's just say this is the device, by the way. I'll show you, I'll give you a link to this device in the description if you want to record your PS4 gameplay. This is the only way you can do it. Don't believe the stuff out there that you see on the videos about, oh, you just need a splitter. No, you don't. It will split you. And a little catchy line here. The price of getting screwed by Sony, priceless. Thank you, DCHP, copyright protection, for still being in play, courtesy of Sony. They came back in September and said, you know what, guys, we're going to allow you to record your gameplay. Don't worry, we'll just patch that at some point in time. Just bear with us. So here we are at launch day. I put out a video before about the release of PlayStation 4. I've since removed it because it was rather volatile. I was venting quite a bit. But I'm frustrated, guys. We shouldn't have to go through multiple pieces of hardware, hundreds of dollars, just to record our own gameplay. Well, Sony tries to spin it. Well, we got the share function, guys. The share function, yeah, well, it's very limited. I'm not interested in it at all. It doesn't work that well in my experience. It records random gameplays. You really have no control over it. The live stream feature, that's about the best thing they got going for them right now. And I have live streamed at least one gameplay up to Twitch. I'll plan on bringing that more in the future. Here, I just want to show you my preliminary games with PlayStation 4. It was rather humorous. I thought it was funny. KD was through the roof. I only played Assault because I figured why not go try hard like all you guys do with Assault. Won 15 consecutive matches, MVP every match, and boy, were people raging. Needless to say, I could not bring you that gameplay, my virgin gameplay, if you will, from PlayStation 4 because, again, I didn't have all that hardware set up. I was going through extensive research on YouTube. A lot of misrepresentation out there, how you record the gameplay. People are like, oh, you just got to buy a splitter, a Soul splitter. That's all you need. No, it doesn't work. The only way you can record gameplay is to convert your HDMI output from the PlayStation 4 through that DVR, through the monoprice HDCP to DVI reducer, if you will. Then you port out your sounds to that device as well, to your headset or whatever, what have you, and then the Elgato can basically capture it from there. And the Elgato is actually a nice device. I don't have anything bad to say about that other than their misrepresentation on launch day of the PlayStation 4 with their little Facebook release page saying, hey, go out and buy this, it's ready day one, but if you read the fine print, it's really not. Anyway, that's enough about my tantrums there. If you guys have any questions about how to record your gameplay, my recommendation to you is just to wait till Sony patches it. Sometime next year, we don't know definitively when that will be, but we're just going to have to hang tight until they lift those restrictions for the DCHP copyright protection that they've had since PlayStation 3. I know it's frustrating. Xbox One does not have that. It's definitely a plus if you're a YouTuber out there. I seriously consider getting Xbox, and I'm finding myself asking myself why I didn't, but I stayed true to my roots. I went ahead and purchased it. My friends are all on here. I really like the DualShock controller PlayStation 4. And this isn't going to be a rant. All in all, guys, PlayStation 4, it's been a great experience with Battlefield 4. To be honest with you, coming from PC, I was console with the PC while I was waiting for the PS4 to release. And needless to say, I haven't touched my PC since the PS4 release. Now, that's not saying the PS4 is just great platform. It's not. There's a lot of criticisms I have, and I'm going to discuss those in this video. But right off the bat here, this is my very first gameplay in the AC-130 on the PlayStation 4. What a broken vehicle. I'm really frustrated about that. It doesn't matter if it's on PC or PlayStation, by the way. That's regardless. I mean, you can see the reticles are just so wide, you have no idea where your crosshairs are going, which is hard enough just to lead your targets. It's really weak, as you can saw. I saw there's no splash damage hardly at all. At least you don't have to worry about countermeasures. That's all automatic. That's kind of cool. But other than that, the AC-130, what a joke. It's only available on Conquest Large. The Commander's the only one that can call it in. So it's nothing like what it was, certainly in the early days of Battlefield 3. But nonetheless, I still love that vehicle, even though it makes people rage. To me, it's just no different than any other vehicle. But these scout helicopters in this game are really crazy. I've seen some people going crazy, ridiculous kill streaks. It feels really good on the PlayStation 4 on the controller. That DualShock controller is phenomenal. If there's anything, if there's a silver lining in any of this with the PlayStation 4, that all the pain it's made me go through, at least they got the controller right this time. It is so natural. Oh, wait a minute. Well, excuse the interruption here, guys. Yes, CE 348780. Yeah, we're gonna see that fairly routinely in this game. I think it's gonna make an appearance one more time. The question you guys are asking yourself, and let's get right to it. You've been all sold this premise that PlayStation 4 next-gen console, it's a seamless transition between console and PC. Well, I'm here to tell you guys, unfortunately, it's not. Not at this time, it isn't. I'm really hoping that maybe it's just in the early stages of the release, but there's a lot of glitches with the console itself, the PlayStation 4. I can't speak on the Xbox behalf, but it looks like they've had some launch issues just like the PlayStation has. But server crashing, stats reset, this air drive, or this air that you get with the PlayStation 4, I call it the blue screen of death, if you will. It basically says there's some kind of corrupted file. I really see it now. I used to see it all the time in the early release here, Battlefield 4. I mean, I've got 50 hours logged on the game at least now. So you saw it all the time. You don't see as much, but where you do see it concerns me. It's when the hardware is stressed. And it appears the hardware is stressed fairly significantly whenever you play what we're sold. 64-man servers, big maps, lots going on, particularly in the later stages of these maps. That's where I really noticed the hardware starting to strain, and frankly, it feels a lot like PlayStation 3 did. I really hate to say it. It's been a reckoning myself to come to that realization and accept that fact, but the frame rate drops, that's a fact. You get rubber banding, that's a fact. And then the game crashes, just like it did in PlayStation 3. Now right here's a little tip, guys. If you got a little crater, and I didn't see that tank coming up me, I lay down prone in the crater and launch a few of these, what they called straws? They're like a guided smaw, if you will. Get that guy to pop out, and then I'm using this this crater as cover. A little unique perspective there. How you like the Blue Tiger camo, by the way. And by the way, the SG-553 right now is my favorite weapon in the game, and that's a big departure from my support class roots. But that carbine, bar none, I've played a lot of guns in this game between PC and console. That weapon alone, I find, is the most versatile, and it really puts people down in just about any situation. It's much different than it was in Battlefield 3. But again, back to the next-gen console experience, guys. I mean, on these maps, we're sold that we're getting 60 frames a second. Well, I'll be here to tell you, you're not getting 60 frames a second. I don't think it's quite up there. My guess, roughly 40 to 50 frames a second, based on what I've seen with my PC experience. So, and again, but my big concern is the frame rate drop during really busy times. I don't really think you're seeing it here in the capture so much, but you feel it when you actually play the game, because again, you're looking through this through YouTube's eyes, which is alright at 30 frames a second. But it seems like it drops even below that, and I don't know if it's just not capturing that, but I'm here to tell you that it's there, and I just don't know if it's just an optimization issue right now in the early release time. So this could all change. Maybe they just don't have this stuff down yet in terms of DICE working with PlayStation 4. There's a few glitches to work out. It could be a hardware issue. I don't know, but I'm here to warn you that everybody, all the videos I see out there talks about how good the graphics are, how seamless the transition is, and to a certain extent that's true, but it's a big misrepresentation when you think you can just jump in a 64-man server and you're like, what's going on here? Why is it every match this seems to start happening? So I'm here just to warn you and make you aware of that, because I haven't heard anybody else saying that. Now, what I can say is the game modes I typically play, Team Deathmatch, Obliteration, servers with like 32 player counts on each a total. Those are seamless. I noticed no difference at all between that and PC. It is 60 frames a second. The resolution is gorgeous. I mean, honestly, I can say playing from PC is a non-biased opinion. I play an Ultra on PC, everything maxed out. I get 90 to 100 frames a second. I got a beast computer rig that runs this game great. But honestly, and it's at 1900 resolution, by the way. But I really can't notice a difference when I'm playing the two. It really does feel the same in the graphical representation. There's a slight bit of resolution that I can pick up on, but it's just so minuscule, it's not really even worth talking about. So they've really done good in terms of the graphical representation, bringing you the player counts, but in terms of the actual gameplay, whenever the system's stressed, I'm seeing some issues. Now right here you can see me pushing up here. This is Operation Locker. Right there you can see me. That's what you do with the mortar. If you got a sniper up there, I've demonstrated this in PC gameplay. Pull the mortar out. Just don't sit there and camp the whole time. Use it as a tool, eliminate the threat, and then continue with your objective. Now my objective here, of course, the locker room is a grindhouse, is to flank the team. But guys, please, here's a lesson. For the love of God, if you're going to flank the team, you got 20 guys down here, don't shoot an unsuppressed weapon. You're going to get 2 bullets out of your gun, you have 10 guys shooting at you, and it just ruins it for everybody. It's so frustrating to me. As a player that plays with suppressed weapons, not all the time. I honestly just don't like the sound and all that sometimes, so I remove them, but not all the time. But whenever I'm playing this map, you gotta have a suppressor, because flanking is integral to your survival and your success, as you saw in those early clips. So it's really frustrating me whenever you got a wandering teammate following you around like a stray dog, and then he's ramboing up there with you, and he gets up to the team, he's like, oh my god, it's Christmas, look at all these players just magically materialize before my eyes, and he just closes his eyes, pulls the trigger, hoping that aim assist will assist him, which is something I need to talk about. And next thing you know, me with my suppressed weapon, and I'm trying to clean up these guys, I have no chance at all. So here's my second attempt here to kind of do the same idea I had before. That's just all you can do. Right there, I don't know if you can see it right there. That's what I'm talking about. The hesitation, the rubber banding. It's not necessarily a frame rate issue. It's like you're stuck in mud, if you will, and it just kind of rubber bands back and forth. Again, here, now this is where, support class weapons come into good play. What I really need here is a slight magnification scope, but this is early in 249's unlock. Really to get as many kills as you want, but again, that guy with the airburst down there, again, my teammate came up there too, started shooting stuff. It's just like, God, come on, guys. But aim assist, I want to talk briefly about that. Again, I was one of the fools out there, very few, that was playing PC with an Xbox controller, so I'm going up against guys with a superior interface, keyboard and mouse, that have no aim assist, and of course I don't have any aim assist with the Xbox controller, but I still hold my own. I don't know if you saw early in my stats, I showed you my PC stats. Not nearly what they are with the console, but I was holding my own, I was consistently improving. That's the one thing I noticed throughout my gameplay on PC with controller. It says consistently improving, which I thought was pretty impressive, considering, again, the limitations. But aim assist on PlayStation 4, on Battlefield 4 in particular, it is way too much. I really can't stand it. You guys, if you're veteran shooters, you'll notice it too coming in, just how much it draws your aim. But again, if you don't play with it, it's kind of like you're handicapping yourself. I've tried a few matches with it off. I've limited success. It's not terrible, but again, you're just putting yourself at such a disadvantage. I really think they need to tone that down. So, did you see those mad points that got in that last round, by the way? It's like 55,000 points. I'm just leveling up incredibly fast here. I guess the double XP wake, all of us probably are. But wrapping it up here, this will be the final gameplay I'll show you here before we get interrupted by our friend CE348 blue screen, if you will. There you go, seeing some C4 again. Not just an anti-vehicle tool, it's also an anti-infantry tool when you're predicting enemies' movements. Smoke grenades, another thing I'm really using a lot when you're seeing an onslaught of the minimap of people coming towards you. Really, it slows things down quite a bit whenever you throw a smoke grenade out there. Deployed that too on Operation Locker Room as well. But all in all, I'm really happy with PlayStation 4. Again, coming from PC, I haven't touched PC since, but I'm just hoping that they can do some issues and fix these optimization issues, because we really need to have the, quote, seamless experience that we're guaranteed when it really needs to count. And the only time that you can play in these big map tickets, by the way, or these big player counts, seems to be Conquest Large. I haven't seen any 64-player or team deathmatch on next-gen console on PS4. I haven't seen it on Domination. I mean, literally TDM on PS4 is limited to 20 players. I have no idea why that is. So it's pretty dry. It feels like current gen. Again, I don't know if that's a glitch. Where are they going from there with that? I'm not exactly sure. I haven't seen anything from DICE saying that, we're aware of the limited player counts on TDM and other game modes on PlayStation 4. So I don't know if that's going to be addressed or fixed. These are things that I think are priority number one. It seems like, to offer DICE a little bit of criticism, It's just like they pressed on here with the rushed release of the DLC Second Assault, which is only available on the Xbox One, which who knows why that is. So they pressed on with that, and it seems like the critical stuff that they really need to be addressing right now in terms of optimization and bugs and crashes. I mean, they released a patch here recently, but it didn't fix anything. I mean, it maybe addressed some of the issues, but I'm still seeing it on a day-to-day basis of the server crashes, of again the frame rates, what have you, and again what's going on with the server browser, the player counts. So, you know, these are things that I think need to be prioritized over the release of, you know, new weapons and the DLC for just a certain platform. So, you know, that's just been, I know they probably have some contractual obligations in terms of time frame that they've signed with Xbox, so they have to meet those. But at the same point in time, you know, you gotta prioritize your targets, if you will, like I do when I demonstrate my gameplay here. But I hope you guys like this video here. I'll let this wrap up here. That's about all I want to discuss here in terms of my observations thus far of PlayStation 4. Please like and subscribe to the video. Again, let me know in the comments what you guys think thus far, if you have experienced next-gen console, either on the Xbox or PlayStation 4. Do you feel like it's limited, or do you feel like it's a genuine experience? Or do you still see these issues that I discussed, particularly on the higher player count servers? So let me know what you guys think about that. I'm going to have more gameplay to come here. I really anticipate hitting more tactics and strategies and loadouts now that I can actually capture the PlayStation 4 gameplay. Hopefully this stuff gets fixed. I hope you guys enjoyed the video here. Thanks for watching. This is Wincher.
Get down, neutralize, objective Charlie.